What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different, and today we're going to be using our brain. I don't know which one's the brain side. Our brains and our knowledge of baseball to try and make some money with my love for DraftKings. Now that I'm in Missouri and can play on it, I've been messing around with it for the past couple of days, and I've made some lineups for tonight's games. I've made 5 different lineups. I'm in 7 contests tonight. I'm pretty stingy when it comes to betting, so I'm in those 10-cent leagues and $1 leagues as well, but hopefully I can get a bankroll going. Maybe once I know what I'm kind of doing, I'll put some more money in and try to win, but right now we're playing on some house money because I got free $20 for putting $25 in and signing up with a friend or something like that. So we're using house money. But enough of that, let's start looking at my lineups for tonight. Like I just said, we are in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different lineups, or 7 different contests, should I say, because I have 5 different lineups. We got a classic one, showdown captain, 4 of them, and 2 tiers. So let's take a look at my lineups, shall we? First one we got here is the showdown captain with the Royals and Indians. As my captain, I have Andrew Benintendi. He's going against Cal Quantrill tonight, and he's hit pretty good off of him, 3 for 4 off of him in his career, I believe. So gonna pick Benintendi to have a good night tonight, and followed by followed by Benintendi, we have Cal, who dices when he is at home. He has a way better ERA at home, 2.74 versus a 3.75 on the road. And then we got Whit Merrifield. You know, no rhyme or reason to Whit Merrifield, just gonna pick him because he's Whit Merrifield. He might do good. He's probably gonna pop off. Then we got some budget picks here. We have Miles Straw, Yu Chang, and Harold Ramirez. Ramirez, it says he's day-to-day. Hopefully he's in the lineup. He was in the projected lineup for tonight, so I put him in there. Might have to change all these lineups right before game time, depending on what the lineups are looking like. Yu Chang and Ramirez are probably those guys that could hit a home run, you know, and give me some points there. Miles Straw, he is typically a leadoff guy, so hopefully he can get on base, maybe steal a bag or 2. That'd give me some good points as well, but that's what we're looking like for this first lineup. This is a message from Future Tom. I'm still wearing the same stuff from yesterday's video, but trust me, I'm from the future. You're not going to want to miss the results of this lineup and these contests, so stick around to the end of the video to see them. The MLB Classic. So this is a classic fantasy. You get a couple pitchers and then one at every position. I went very pitcher heavy for this lineup. We got Julio Urias and Alek Manoah. Urias does pretty good on the road. He's facing the Rockies at Coors, so there might be a home run or 2 that flies out of there, but hopefully he limits them and does good against the Rockies tonight. Alek Manoah, you'll see a theme throughout this video with that Rays and Blue Jays game. I am banking on Alek Manoah shoving and the Blue Jays offense to pop off. So we have Alek Manoah, who I think is going to shove. Martin Maldonado, I mean, that's just a complete budget pick. He hasn't done good at all this season offensively, but I mean, he may run into a ball, you never know, and hit one out of the yard. Also, with $2,300 salary, I mean, I think this is the only guy that's going to start for that value anyways, so it's just kind of a throwaway pick. But next up we got Matt Olson, who rakes off of Marco Gonzalez, 278, 5 home runs in 38 plate appearances against him. I like those odds. Matt Olson, I believe, has more home runs when he faces lefties anyways, so I like those odds, along with Tommy La Stella, who hits pretty good against Joe Musgrove, 3 for 7 against him in his career. I'm getting these stats from a website called Swish Analytics, where it shows batter versus pitcher matchups. I guess we'll just hop over here. So it's this website here, and you can type in, say, Tommy La Stella, and here he is, and it shows, I believe this is his career stats against him. It might be from this season, I don't know, but 429, 3 for 7. I mean, only 8 plate appearances against him, so very, very, very small sample size, but I like it. We're gonna keep moving along. Chris Bryant, I think he is going to pop off. He has a couple home runs off of Joe Musgrove in his career, so I think he might run into one again tonight. And then we got Fernando Tatis, who over his career has hit pretty good off of Kevin Gausman, so maybe he hits a bomb or 2. That'd be nice. But as you can see, I am banking heavily on Tatis and the pitching to do well because the outfield is Jared Kelenic, Chris Davis, and Randall Grichuk. Kelenic, he's getting hot. He's starting to figure things out in this month of September, so I'm going with him. All of his home runs are basically against righties, except for 2, I believe. And then Chris Davis hits pretty good off of Marco Gonzalez as well, so I'm sticking with him. And Randall Grichuk, you know, for $2,400, I'll take him, and hopefully he can do something tonight. We'll move over to this showdown captain one, which is the Rays and Blue Jays game. For my captain, I took Teoscar Hernandez. I feel like he's been pretty hot lately, and you'll see a theme right here. Teoscar, Vlad Jr., and Marcus Semien are all really good at hitting fastballs. And tonight's starting pitcher for the Rays is Drew Rasmussen. I don't know if it's an opener or if he's actually a starting pitcher now. I didn't research that too much, but Drew Rasmussen throws his fastball 66% of the time. So I like the odds of Teoscar, Vlad, and Semien seeing some fastballs over the plate. And if Rasmussen doesn't throw his slider for a strike, he is going to have to resort to that fastball anyways. And then Alek Manoah, I think he's going to pop off like I said earlier, and Grichuk and Kiermaier are just budget picks to put in there. I chose Kiermaier the other night. He went 3 for 4, so that's good. I'm not expecting that every night, you know, but think he can get on base, stolen bag or 2, and I'll take that. So this one is a tier 1 where you get to choose from about 5 players in all these different tiers right here. I don't know why I'm pointing at my screen with my finger. You guys cannot see the screen, but here it is with my mouse and cursor right here. Oh yeah, so I think you can pick out of these guys over here on the left side. Yeah. Okay, so you can see the options over here. Out of the first tier, I took Tatis. Like I said earlier, I think he's gonna do good off of Gausman tonight. It's kind of contradicting when we get to the next contest and lineup I'm about to show you, but who cares? Hopefully everyone does good and I don't have to worry about it at all. Brandon Belt, I think he's gonna do good tonight against Joe Musgrove. I'm just hoping he has a big game because he is my captain in this next lineup I'm going to talk about later. Matt Olson, like I said earlier, does good against Marco Gonzalez. Adam Duvall right here in tier 4 I think is a pretty good pick. Jordan versus lefties, I don't know if he actually hits good against lefties or not, but I don't like that matchup just from a gut feeling. Correa could do all right. I picked Chris Bryant earlier. Chapman, no. Yaz, I don't think so. And Toro could be hit or miss, but Adam Duvall is currently on a 16-game hitting streak, I think. When I was watching the game last night, I heard the announcers talk about it, so I'm going to stick with Adam Duvall. And his teammates in tier 5, I'm going with Austin Riley. I think he's had his best season so far with the Braves this year. Underrated in my opinion, kind of gets lost in the mix. Same with Adam Duvall as well. And then tier 6, we have Tommy Pham, who has hit pretty good against Kevin Gausman. I believe I wrote it down here. Well, never mind. I just said he hits pretty good against Gausman. So you're just gonna have to take my word for it, and hopefully that pans out. So the last lineup here we have is the Giants versus Padres showdown captain right here. And my captain, like I said earlier, Brandon Belt. I think he's gonna pop off tonight. Kevin Gausman, I think he's going to shove. Might give up a few hits. Tatis might hit a home run off of him, but hey, that's all right. I think overall he's going to go deep into the game and limit the Padres lineup, who has kind of been struggling lately to say the least and are looking into the playoff picture instead of out. Did I say that right? They're out of the playoffs right now, basically, is what I'm trying to say. They're looking into the wild card, if that makes sense. So Frazier, pretty good against Gausman, and then Austin Nola and Steven Duggar. Duggar, I might have to change, and Nola, depending on if he's catching tonight. I don't know who's catching, but I think that's a 6,000 too. That's quite a bit for a catcher. But who knows? Maybe if they get a hit or two here, I'll take it. But this lineup's definitely going to be carried by Brandon Belt, probably hitting a home run. That'd help a lot. So in this captain spot, you get 1.5 times the points they get, but you also have to pay 1.5 times their salary, I believe. So I didn't put Gausman there, but I still have him on my team. We'll see how that plays out. But those are the lineups I have set for tonight. I have 2 entries for the tiers one in a 10-cent and one in a $1 one. And then for the showdown for the Rays and Blue Jays, I have 2 entries as well for a total of 7. I'll take you through how I research these guys, and also for my videos talking about these guys as well. It probably help to talk about where I get my statistics from and all of that. So for the fantasy side of things, like I just showed you, this is Swish Analytics. Oh, virus and threat protection. All right, thank you, Windows. You can look at how a batter has done against a pitcher. That's pretty self-explanatory. Fangraphs, my go-to website for looking at stats and splits. It shows you everything right here, and game logs as well. So it shows you how they've done in the past 20 games or whatever. And then just RotoWire right here. This is just to look at the lineups, expected lineups. Kansas City confirmed for tonight, which is kind of nice. It shows you if it's confirmed or if it's just expected, where I got my stats talking about Drew Rasmussen and Vladdy Jr. and all those guys hitting the fastballs. You can see right here, 66% of the time he throws a fastball, 29% of the time slider, and if his slider isn't working, he's going to go to his fastball. So I think the Rays have, not the Rays, I think the Blue Jays have a really good shot tonight at hitting some home runs, making some good contact against Drew Rasmussen. Here are my results from last night's lineups and entries. Ended up winning the beginner tiers entry where I put in $1 and I got $2.70 in return, and that covered all my other entries for the night and gained me 10 cents. That's life-changing money right there. But in all honesty, I had a lot of fun watching the games. It just increases the intensity and stress levels, I guess, when you have 4 games going at once and 4 of your guys are playing at once on different screens. Anyways, let's go over the lineups real quick. The guys that popped off that I chose for this tiers one was Tommy Pham, Austin Riley, and Matt Olson. They all hit home runs off their starting pitchers. Matt Olson, I had the best feeling about against Marco Gonzalez, and he delivered. Tommy La Stella as well in different lineup, leadoff home run, so that was cool to see. Tatis and Belt didn't do the greatest in terms of fantasy, but they still got some hits, put up some points. Manny Machado was in the same tier as Brandon Belt, I believe, and he had 2 home runs, so that kind of killed my night for my other entry with the same lineup, but I won the entry that got me the most money, so I am happy about that. We'll check out the other lineups and how they did and my thoughts about the games and how they went. For the Giants game, Kevin Gausman got rocked. Manny Machado came out of nowhere and absolutely killed his splitters that he threw over the plate. The Blue Jays and Rays game also did not go the way I expected. Alek Manoah kinda shoved. He had 20 points in fantasy, but he had a bunch of walks and it was just a really weird outing. Kind of got off to a rough start. I felt like he got squeezed a little bit with the zone. He could have had a couple more strikeouts, but that's okay. Thing that wasn't okay, Drew Rasmussen shoved, and Vladdy Teoscar and Marcus Semien didn't have the greatest games, so that absolutely killed my lineup where I had Teoscar as my captain. For the Royals and Indians game, Cal Quantrill diced. He had 23 points last night, and then Yu Chang, kind of my sleeper budget pick, had 16 points. He had a triple that really shouldn't have been a triple because I think Benintendi had slipped and it went all the way to the fence, but I'll take it. I'll get my points any way I can. I didn't make the money in this entry, and Benintendi didn't pop off like he thought he would as my captain, so a big boom or bust entry right here, and I'd say it did all right, but if Benintendi popped off, I think we would have been in the money. I'm happy that I won money, 10 cents, not the most money, but that's okay. We are headed in the right direction. A day that you never lose money is a W. So let me know down in the comments what you think of this kind of video. I had a lot of fun making it and showing you my lineups and the research that went behind it. Don't take advice from me when it comes to DraftKings or fantasy or sports betting, especially right now, because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just strictly going off of some stats and how I think guys are going to do. By no means do I have a strategy in place like these DraftKings or fantasy experts, but I'm having fun with it. Hopefully I learn a few new tips and tricks, and in the long run make some money and try to make this into a series of videos that you can look back on and see my progression. Postseason baseball is right around the corner, which means we're gonna have some predictions videos for the postseason and also some reaction videos to the 2021 season and how it went. And you're not gonna want to miss those, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and also like this video if you enjoyed it. With that being said, thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.